Good morning everyone, Nick the gardener. So I'm at my old back garden today. It's half term, so I'm here to look after meadow today on Friday. So I'm going to get a few things done around here while I'm here. Needs a bit of a tidy up really, a bit of a chop back, a lot of stuff dying over winter. Stuff, a lot of herbaceous stuff dying back. Yeah, tidy up some of the leaves, give the grass a bit of a cut really. I'll just give you a little look round, show you what I've got to do. Yeah, so it's just, like I say, tidying up generally. Take all the stuff down to the compost bin at the allotment. Give it some materials because I've not put anything in there for a while. Yeah, cut back the Japanese anemones. There's some dead celery there. The Michaelmas daisies, the echinops and achillea, and just tidy up a lot of these leaves and stuff basically. Yeah, like I say, drag out all the dead stuff, bag it up, take it to the allotment, and then I'm going to be going there to dig up the strawberries, dig out some compost to top up the strawberries, put the strawberries back in, and then hopefully put a bit of compost around where the potatoes are going to go as well. And then I'm going to come back here and make some bone char, so stick around for that. It's quite a simple process really, but yeah, and it's quite useful stuff. It's like a homemade fertiliser basically. So we'll have a little look in my worm bin, which has been here for quite a while, and I haven't actually looked in it for a while. I can't see no worms on the top, but I'm sure there's some in there. There's a juicy pumpkin. But yeah, I've got to empty this out at some point and take this up to the allotment, because Julia needs the bin for putting, normal stuff in rather than worms and that. But I'll be probably taking a lot of that and popping it in Wormtropolis. That's going to be in a few weeks or a month's time, something like that, when it warms up a bit. But yeah, if you've got a spare Sulo bin, they're quite handy really. I mean, I'll prop mine up on some bricks and yeah, so it can drip out the leachate underneath. But yeah, so the greenhouse over here as well, I need to clean that down at some point. Hopefully start to move it on Friday, maybe take the glass out. I'm not too sure because I think we've got a storm coming, so I need to empty it anyway. I need to empty the crap out of it, put that over to the new house, and then yeah, hopefully get that over to put on next to a decking, what I'm doing at the moment. Okay, so I've just been around really quickly really, just pull out and tidy up as much of the dead stuff as I can. I'm going to leave obviously all the stuff on there. There's mulch really. I mean, there is quite a bit of bindweed roots coming through here, you can see just there and round here and what have you, so I'll probably try and pull that out at some point. And literally just, I've not swept or anything, as you can see. I've just pulled up most of the leaves what were down here. But once I've moved the greenhouse, I'll give it all a good clean around there and collect the rest of it up. But yeah, like I say, I'm just going to leave the Verbena bonariensis for now until it starts to shoot again, and then I'll chop it back Birds are singing well. In fact, yeah, just a little bit through here I'll get through. And then I'm going to start to cut the grass and that in a minute. Trim it first. Get a little bit of grass clippings to mix in with these leaves and that. Ready for the compost. Okay. That's made it look a little bit better. Birds are singing. What Dot came to say hello for a minute. Right, I'm just going to get the clippings and the leaves and what have you back in the van, and we'll go up to the allotment. I'll see you up there in a minute. Okay, so we just arrived at the allotment. I'll show you what I've got to do. So just here's my strawberry bed. It's looking more dead than alive, but I'm sure it's just the you know, the leaves which have just died off, and most of the crown's all alright. It doesn't really matter anyway if a lot of them are dead, because like I say, I'm going to dig a lot of them out. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough time today to do it all, because what I intend to do is like dig them all out completely, open up the compost, dig a load of that out to top this up with strawberries, the strawberry bed, and then pop a load back in. But I want to perhaps a few of these strawberries down around the edge. They've been there, well, some of them, these ones especially, have been here for, well, this will be their second year, so they're probably going to produce better than like the last year's runners, a bit more mature. But I suppose I better crack on anyway. Yeah, start digging these out. Hopefully don't find no vine weevils in there or anything. That's just generally in compost, I believe, but if I find any, I'll let you know. Oh, and quickly, one thing I've got to be careful of is I put bulbs all around the edge, which I thought would look pretty. It's not very practical though when you come in to do any work on the strawberries or come to pick them. So I've only been digging for literally 2 or 3 minutes, and I've already found a little grub in the soil there. So I don't think that's a leather jacket. It's too big for a leather jacket. It's not a chafer grub. I'm not sure if it's a cutworm or something like that. I'll perhaps do a little bit of research and put it in here. If anyone else has got any ideas, put it in the comments. I'll leave it for little Robin anyway. Okay, I've dug out all the strawberries, raked it over quickly, but I've hit a couple of problems. As you can see, the posts have rotted away and the screws have come out, and the boards are actually starting to rot away as well. So this one here has completely come off really, and it's, you know, it's looking in bad shape. Definitely rotting away. So what I need to do is get a couple of pegs from home just to hammer them in to screw some new wood to, and yeah, and obviously get some new wood. So I wasn't expecting to do that today, so it looks like I'm gonna have to come back another day and finish this off, which I wasn't expecting to do. But yeah, I've got a big barrow of strawberries, which I'm probably going to get rid of at least, you know, 2/3, 3/4 of them. Probably going to pot I don't know how many will I get in there, maybe 30 plants, something like that. Give them a good bit of space to grow into, and also any runners what come off will have a little bit of room as well. But what I tend to try and do is stay on top of it this year. Any runners what do come off is either snip them off or at least peg a few into pots so that I know that I can get some new plants, and won't have to deal with all this in one go anyway. So I mean, I've run out of time today. I've got to take Meadow up to McDonald's in a minute for half-term treat. So I was going to try and, with the wiggle finger, dig out some compost on there and put it on this potato bed, which is going to be where my no-dig potatoes are going. Most of the Phycelia has died down now in the frost and everything, but I just want to give it a real good top up. So that's going to be for Fridays. I've got some half decent sized leeks in here as well, which I'm probably going to end up thinning out and planting them on separately. But they may bolt because they've been in there, you know, since last summer really. So I'm not holding my breath for them, but if I get a little bit of a harvest off them, it'll be a bonus really. Right, so yeah, I'm going to go and start a fire in a bit, and we'll be making some bone char, which is quite useful really. It's quite easy to make and that as well. So I'll be using it with my potatoes and well, mainly potatoes I suppose. I'll probably mix a bit in with my composts and that. So I'm just going to chuck some of these grass clippings in here first. There's a bit of rhubarb from the neighbour's plot and some leaves and stuff. So hopefully a little bit of nitrogen on it will give it a little bit of heat to help kill it off. I mean, there's not a lot there for this size of compost bin, but it'll be a little bit to help get it going a bit, I should imagine. But I'll be starting to cut grass soon anyway, which will be a bonus. The urine, which is a really good activator, just don't splash it on yourself. Right, job's a good one. Let's go make some bone char. Okay, so we're going to learn how to make some bone char today. So you need 2 baked bean tins, or 2 tins the same size. You need to be able to take the top off it. He says. Obviously not used one of these for a while. Oh, I think it's loose. Right, that's a bit of a bodge, but basically you want to try and get it so that both the ends are off, because you need to be able to feed one end into the other. So you can use bigger tins. I mean, if you've got big bones, you want to get as big a tins as you can get really. It's just that's it. So basically what you want to do is get a pair of pliers and just crimp like this all the way around it, so it's easier to fit one tin inside the other. I mean, you want to do it a lot neater than what I've done it here. That can opener is a bit dodgy. Once you've crimped it, you should be able to then slide it into the other tin like that. And then what you want to do then, you just want to make a tiny little hole in the end of the tin. So, in fact, we're not going to use that one. I'll make a new hole in this one. We will use this one because you can use these 2 or 3 times until they burn out and get weak. Right, let me put these away and get my little oar. So yeah, just want to make a tiny little hole in here. That'll do, just a little pinprick like that. So then I've got some bones here, pork. In fact, like, what you want to do, you want to fill up the end of the notches on first. I'm just going to try and get as many in there as we can. So I've saved these bones up over the last couple of weeks, but you can use any bones really. And if you haven't got no bones, you can make biochar this way as well, by popping little twigs and stuff in there. So I'm going to try and get as many of these in here as we can. Try and get them all in, I reckon. We'll see how it goes. Might not be able to get them all in. Let's give that a go. So what you want to do is you want to get both the cans together and make it so it's a real good seal. So the only air what can come out is in there. And the process is called pyrolysis. It's basically cooking with no oxygen. So all these bones, it's just going to be like the shell, the carbon, what's left over. Basically everything's going to be burnt off. And then after we've done that, we can grind these down into a powder in a blender or something like that. I'm just going to pop these bones in the worm bin. So I'll get a fire going, get that to a good temperature. I'm just going to wash my hands and we'll pop it in the fire and I'll tell you the next bit. Okay, so we've got a real good fire going now. It's just coming up to the optimum burn, just there. So what we're going to do, we'll lay this in the flames, and what we're looking for, this little hole just here, we're waiting to see flames shoot out of that hole. And then when the flames are finished coming out of that hole, that's when it should be done. So it might take an hour or so, I'm not really sure. So we'll pop it in and get it going. So you want to be careful at this point. So we'll lay that in. Sorry, you can't even see what I'm doing, can you? So I'm just going to turn that around a bit so I can see the little hole just there. When that starts to get the flames out, we know that it's doing and that it's hot enough. So the flame is now coming out. You see the that bit getting shot out across there, the normal flames going up. So that's now cooking away, letting all the gases escape out that little hole, but no oxygen can get in. So pyrolysis can take place, and at the end we should have some nice bone char full of phosphorus, which is going to be beneficial for your root crops. You can even add it into your worm bin if you wanted to. No, Scout, you can say hello. It's your birthday soon, you're going to be 13, aren't you, in March? There's Meadow on half term, just doing a quiz, Harry Potter. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to have time to get all this out of here, cooled down and everything today. But what I need to do is get my grinder, which isn't for food and grind up all the bones. So thanks a lot for watching. If you got anything from the video, please consider subscribing or give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. Leave a comment if you've got any questions or anything.
Ring
the
bell
notification.
notifications.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks a lot, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, you can really see the flame coming out of it now, like a little flamethrower.